because I know the Trey Murphy stuff came out yesterday as well.
Yes, sir.
The Pistons might be super interested in him.
They should be.
They should be.
They should absolutely be interested in Trey Murphy.
What do you think it takes?
It takes a young guy and a pick or two. I mean, look, he's going to have a market. When you are a two-way wing that had 40-point games last year. Now, I get it. Nobody was watching the Pelicans, but I was because I had him in fantasy basketball. And this guy, Trey Murphy, was absolutely incredible. I mean, this is the guy, when you talk about surrounding Cade with players, that is an archetype that you absolutely want. If you could get a Trey Murphy in this locker room, I mean, that to me is a transformation. I would go even as far as to say, as much as I like Lauri Markkanen as an addition for the Pistons as well, I would definitely value Trey Murphy over that just because I know that Lauri Markkanen maybe is ranked higher right now, but I think Trey Murphy is a better player overall.
Got superstar potential, dude.
Yeah, he can do some stuff off the bounce. He can do some stuff off the bounce. That's something that Lauri Markkanen has had all the opportunities in Utah to do and hasn't really showcased that. Lauri Markkanen is just an excellent plug-and-play guy, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, Trey Murphy, I mean, that's a guy that is, you know, at his ceiling competing for All-Stars.
Plays both ways. Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a guy that, like, personality-wise, could rock and stay within, like, Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Not looking for, like, the bright lights of L.A. or New York or any other stuff.
And, like, I mean, look,
he's down to hoop.
Yeah, he's down to hoop. He's a hooper for sure. And I think he's also a guy that, you know, fits what this team is and what this team is going for. You know, like I just think that's a home run pick. I think you go for him. And I also think, again, not to ship him off anxiously, but a guy like a Jaden Ivey, a guy like Jalen Duren, whoever you throw in that trade, New Orleans is in a position where that's enticing to them. We talked about with Memphis, they probably don't want to go down that route. New Orleans is looking to completely blow it up. They're looking to get rid of Zion. They're looking to get off DeJounte Murray's contracts. I mean, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be super aggressive this summer. And I think if you're trading Trey Murphy, you are signaling you want a full-on rebuild. And so young guys like Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren would be very much more appealing, I think, to them than they would Memphis. So I think it's a call you should definitely make. I think it's a call Trajan definitely made. And if he didn't, then that tells me something too, because he was there with Trey Murphy. So if he doesn't make that call, then he knows something that none of us know.
I forgot that he was
true.
there.
He drafted Trey Murphy.
Yeah, like a favorite spot for him to land this year.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah,
got good relationships in the front office too, so you're not getting completely dicked on the deal.
Yeah, and again, who knows who drafted who in terms of like the draft room is always like who wanted who more than others, blah blah blah. But I mean, yes, under Trajan Langdon's time there, Trey Murphy was drafted, so I would like to think that he's at least decently favorable on him. So yeah, that's a move you do 10 times out of 10, because then, oh my God, like then you don't need like Asar and Holland to just worry about shooting. Like you want them to improve, but it's not as necessary for them to be the shooters. Like
dude, Trey Murphy
so
is every single team in the NBA is going to want Trey Murphy. What he projects to be is an elite 3-and-D guy, like super. Like he had a couple 40 bombs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The dude
he had 40 balls. Like, you don't get that if you don't have, to go back to our intro, a bag.
Yeah,
like,
and it could be like, well, I mean, Malachi Flynn has a 50 bomb, so it could be like he was the bad team. He had to shoot it. That's definitely part of it. Yeah. But still, he's shown that he can score efficiently with high output, and he's not going to be asked to do that on this team. He's going to be the second guy. So, I would take Trey Murphy pretty much over anybody that we've realistically talked about outside of like KD. I'd take him over Miles Turner or Lauri Markkanen for sure.
Yeah, I'd take him over KD just because of the timeline. Honestly, like truthfully.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
If I'm being honest, obviously Kevin Durant's a much better player, but yeah, I mean, I was gonna make a joke that LeBron has a Malachi Flynn light bag, but I will say that Trey Murphy, even though they played some bad games last year, he showed that he is an absolute good player, because he was doing it when they were the year before trying to contend for a playoffs. And you know the cycle that the Pelicans had. They had Brandon Ingram missing games. They had Zion missing games. So he was plugging and playing last year and getting 20-plus on a team that was actually competing. So I think this guy is the real deal. I think he should be one of the top targets for Detroit.
Where does that take the
realistic.
Pistons? Are we talking finals, Eastern Conference Finals?
Okay, it does depend on
East is kinda
it does depend on the trade package, but I mean, if you're talking about shipping out Jaden Ivey and picks and bringing in Trey Murphy and bringing back Schroeder to replace the Ivey production and the internal growth, I think you are talking about a team that has a very realistic chance at being a Final Four team in the NBA. Not saying they're going to get there, because you do have to learn some things in the playoffs, but they have absolutely the potential with Trey Murphy, with Trey Murphy and bringing back the other guys and the young guys. I think we're sleeping on just how much.
What
of
would
this
you
team
have
is
to
young.
give up to get Trey Murphy, though? I don't think you'd get Trey Murphy.
What he was saying, Ivy and Durant.
They don't want Ivy
We
and
said
Durant.
they'd
No.
be more appeasing than.
They'd
No,
take
those players
Ivy.
but you're not trading both of them for
No,
Trey.
they would take Ivy for sure.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like they'd want either Asar and Ron as well.
I
for
think
Trey Murphy?
I think you would have to look at Ron. I would honestly be willing to do Ivy, Ron, and a pick.
It'd be more than that.
I know.
More
I know
than
it's
one
a steep
pick.
price.
It'd be like
but,
4 picks.
But I gotta.
Desmond Bain just went for 4 picks.
Yeah, but we're not doing that with every trade. Like even.
I mean, for a guy like Trey Murphy, you are.
I get what you're saying, but like even the insiders were
I
like,
think
hey,
it would
just
be-
so you know, Kevin Durant's not going for Desmond Bain level
Yeah,
picks.
but Trey Murphy, like you just said, you value Trey Murphy
Yeah.
more than Kevin Durant. I think Trey Murphy would go for pretty much exactly what Mikal Bridges went for. Like, they're extremely comparable.
It depends too. There's a lot of variables on what the team wants and also what you're getting back. Like Orlando wasn't giving up players in assets in that. Like Cole Anthony is not an asset as a player. KCP is not an asset as a player. Like that was just straight picks. Whereas
just straight
Ivy
KCP.
Is Ivy coming
KCP
off
was
of
terrible
a
last
gruesome
year.
leg injury who needs to sign a rookie max deal? That much of an asset?
I think
Well,
I think
I
he
don't
definitely
think
is.
right now. Oh, he's talking about right now.
Yeah.
No.
He's not getting.
I think everyone, for the most
He's getting
part,
traded
knows,
right now.
as long as you get the medicals back and it was a clean break that we're told it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're probably
Yeah,
still
no,
making
I
an
don't think
investment.
I don't think his value is as
But
down
if
as
you're
you
on the other
think.
side,
It
you're
can
definitely
be
making that
higher,
argument. You're definitely saying, hey, I need to see him back from injury. Which is why none of this stuff is really happening for sure until the deadline. But
Yeah.
but if Murphy's truly available, then I mean, Trey's definitely having that conversation without a doubt. He's
Yeah,
picking up the phone and trying to get
and
that.
Trey Murphy could be available at the deadline because I don't think the Pelicans are. They're making a lot of moves, but I don't think they're making them all this offseason. I think they're a team that is weighing their options.
Would they be better than the Magic after what they just did?
I would like the Pistons better than the
If
Magic.
the Pistons got
Trey
Herb
Murphy.
Jones
If they got Trey
Trey
Murphy.
or Trey Murphy, excuse me, yeah.
We did that yesterday too.
Yeah. If so, if the Pistons got Trey Murphy
I did that yesterday too.
and
Yeah.
kept Asar and re-signed Malik Beasley
and Schroeder.
and Duran and kept Duran, Asar, re-signed Malik Beasley,
Yeah, I'm over the Magic.
yeah, I would say they're better than the Magic.
But right now, Magic.
Right now, the Magic, I think the Magic took a step over the Pistons.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't deny that.
On paper, the Magic got to stay healthy. Everybody on the team gets hurt all the time, so
Yeah. You just saying rolling on because it's basketball.
Well, no, we came back. We only came back like
we
5
came
minutes
back.
ago.
Yeah, there was like 4
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say keep it rolling.
That's crazy. We had an NFL player on, and then it just ended up turning to a basketball conversation.
We definitely got to have him on
Yeah.
more time. He was great.
Yeah. Got a guy's number now, so
Yep.
we've been chatting.
He's followed me on on Twitter.
Shout out.
Shout out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Never had none of the fucking PFF guys follow me, but Allen Robinson, a guy who's made a Pro Bowl in the NFL and has had an insane career, he follows me immediately. Fuck you, PFF.
That's crazy.
To be fair, maybe they don't know you're, you know.
I mean, I tag him and take a picture, tag him.
Oh, that's
Allen Robinson's a real one though. That was, like I said, that was just a great interview.
Yeah,
and like
mind.
you said, you could tell Chris. He said he's got a future for sure.
Yeah,
His
no
future,
doubt.
yes.
No doubt.
It was so
I want him to
Effortless.
succeed. 'Cause he's a
effortless.
great guy.
Yeah,
Very well
great,
spoken.
very well, effortless too. It was,
Stick with credit Orchard Lake St. Mary's,
yeah. Shout out.
which we didn't even get to talk about.
We
That's
didn't
the other
even-
thing, too. There's so much more.
So much
There.
more, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of ask him about Bryce Underwood. You know, being a guy from Detroit himself.
I
Like,
want to ask him about the Jaguars collapsing.
I kind of wanted to ask him about
the
Blake
AFC
Bortles.
championship and fucking dipped out. Yeah, for sure.
I love Blake Bortles.
I love
Blake
Amon-Ra.
Bortles is like Florida Jay Cutler.